Hey everybody, it's Dr. Mike. Thanks for tuning in for another installment of Ask Dr. Mike. And today we're going to answer a Facebook fan's question about kettlebell swings. So today we're at CrossFit Lionheart in State College, Pennsylvania with my training partner and certified strength and conditioning specialist, Todd Bumgardner. And we're going to answer a Facebook fan's question about kettlebell swings. And so they are wondering, how do you properly do a kettlebell swing and how do you do it without hurting their back? And I think this is a concern for a lot of people because everybody's swinging kettlebells, right? Kettlebell swings are probably the most popular movement for a kettlebell, but if you do it wrong, I think due to like the speed and acceleration of the weight that you got flying around between your legs, that you could get hurt. So Todd's going to help us show how to do it the right way so we don't get injured.
Sure. So the first thing to understand about a kettlebell swing, and it's a big misconception, so if you see people doing it in the gym, it's not a squat, it's a deadlift, right? So that's what you want to think about. The goal of a kettlebell swing is to load the hips and the posterior chain, which is comprised of the hamstrings, the glutes, and the low back. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start by doing a kettlebell deadlift to teach the proper position, okay? So what I'm going to have Dr. Mike do is set up right here. The kettlebell is going to be in between his legs. Oh, you're going to want to turn that. Good. Yep. And what he's going to do is sit his hips back and get into a good deadlift position. From here, this is the bottom of the swing position, so we want to learn how to get here before we actually swing the kettlebell. What I'm going to have him do is just keep his chin here the whole time. He's going to keep his chin in this position, neutral. This is also called the neck pack position. So from here, he's just going to deadlift the kettlebell. Good. Right back down. And again, good. Good. So this is a prerequisite. Before you want to swing a kettlebell, you got to be able to deadlift one. Okay. Go ahead and put that back down. So the next thing we have to worry about is the actual movement of the swing. So the hips are going back and they're coming forward, right? So, and this happens violently with the kettlebell swinging between your legs, so you need to be able to control that movement. And to be able to do that, you need to do it well without the heavy kettlebell first. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do an exercise that I learned from legendary strength coach Dan John, and this is called, he calls it the Bulgarian goat belly swing or something like that, but we just call it a belly swing. So what I'm going to have Dr. Mike do is take a lighter kettlebell and he's going to pull it into his stomach. So he's going to grab it right by the handle like that and he's going to pull it into his stomach and contract his abs against the kettlebell. Good. From here he's going to make his spine really long, and all he's going to do is hinge at the hips by reaching back, and then he's going to snap his hips through. Good. So this is the movement of a kettlebell. Good. Kettlebell swing. And we're doing it to learn tension in the lats, in the abs, and in the glutes before we actually load the kettlebell swing. So keep reaching back with the hips. At the back of the swing, you should feel tension in your hamstrings. If you don't, you're squatting too much. Good, go ahead and go back up. Go ahead and back down. So from here, we're going to move into the kettlebell swing. A couple things before we get to it though. A lot of people, I'm sure that you've seen it, try to turn this into like a front raise for the delts or something when they do the swing. It's important to remember that your arms are just attaching your body to the weight, and the hips are doing the work. Okay?
Yeah, I think that's good because you'll see it. I mean, you see people do kettlebell swings all kinds of ways, with the weight coming here, the weight swings to here, the weight swings all the way up here. So which is the...
Right, that's a great question. You know, we're at a CrossFit gym and they do a lot of the overhead swings, but that isn't the traditional kettlebell swing, and it's not the one that I really have my folks train.
So that's like almost a different movement.
It is. It's a completely different movement. And you want to, if you want to do the traditional, what they say, Russian kettlebell swing, what you want to do is get the weight to level so everything comes in a straight line. So your arms from your shoulder out should be in a straight line, and the kettlebell should follow in a straight line from that. So it shouldn't be up here, it shouldn't be down here, it should finish with your arms parallel to the ground and the kettlebell serving as an extension to your arms. Okay. So what we're going to do is set up for the kettlebell swing. So one thing that you're going to see that's a common misconception, that this is the wrong way to do things. I'm going to give you a little disclaimer, but what I want you to do is just stand over the kettlebell and pick it up, and now start to swing your hips back and forth until you get some momentum. Good. This is wrong. We're training a bad pattern when we do this. We're doing that improperly. So what we want to do is learn how to load the hips and the hamstrings first before trying to swing the kettlebell. So what we're going to have you do is give yourself some room from the kettlebell. So back up. Good. Now, what I want you to do is twist your feet into the ground. I'm sorry, out. There you go. Like, so your knees go out and you feel some tension in your hips. From here, I want you to sit back, sit your hips back, and reach out and grab the kettlebell. So from this position, he can immediately go into the bottom position of the swing without having to do anything else, but pull the kettlebell between his legs. So I want you to tilt it back first.
Oh, tilt it back.
Yep, tilt it back. Good. Now pull it between your legs. Snap your hips. Good. Good. What I want you to do is keep your chin tucked the whole time now. So what Dr. Mike's going to do is 1 rep at a time. Good. Good. Notice how he's pushing his hips back. It's a deadlift, not a squat. He's loading his hamstrings. He's not lifting the kettlebell. And he's swinging it until the kettlebell and his arms are parallel with the ground. Those are the key points. I mean, it's not a very difficult movement. It's simple, but to master it takes a few key concepts.
So there's really, I guess if you're concerned about hurting your lower back when you're doing it properly,
sure,
you don't even feel your lower back.
No, you shouldn't. You should feel all the tension in your hamstrings and your glutes and in your grip. Okay, so that's another key thing is when you start to level out with the kettlebell, make sure you grab it hard, squeeze it, and that'll activate the big muscles in your back as you activate your hips, and it'll keep that tension off of your low back.
And this is a movement where you should be in control the whole time.
Absolutely.
Well, it's swing, like suggests like swinging on a swing where it's like this free flinging of a weight. It's really very controlled.
You're always in control. And I know that some of the master kettlebell guys, the Strong First, RKC, they talk about controlling your breathing as you do the swing. So as you pull back, breathe in. As you come out, it's a strong exhalation out. And coordinating your breathing with it just is another level of control with the swing.
Okay. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions for myself or for Todd about kettlebell swings, you can just post them below this video or post them at microcell.com in the comments section. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/microcell. We'll come back every Friday for a new Ask Dr. Mike video.